Sahanavavatu Sahanau bhunaktu Sahaviryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu mavid vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. So we shall read the verse 388, which we have seen already, but still it is a very important verse. Yatra bhrantya kalpitam tadviveke tattan matram naiva tasmat vibhinnam Bhranter nashe bhranti drishta hi tattvam Rajjus tadvad vishvam Atma Swarupam. Yatra bhrantya kalpitam, where something else is seen out of delusion, kalpitam, imagined, tad viveke, when you analyze and try to understand in the correct way, tattan matram, whatever is the reality is revealed. Naiva tasmat vibhinnam, nothing else other than the reality. So, an example is given, bhranter nashe Bhranti drishta ahitatvam rajjuhu. When the delusion is removed, you see only the rope, not anything else. That snake vision has gone forever because it was only imagined because of our delusion. So once when the substratum is known, then the superimposition cannot remain. Similarly, tadvad vishvam atma swarupam. Once when you recognize the substratum, that is the Atma Tattvam, Brahma Swarupam, then the superimposition called the world is removed, the world of names and form is removed. So though it may be a very bombastic statement that the world of names and forms is removed, but still from the highest experience, that is Satyam, that is the truth, it is not an exaggeration. So therefore, here very clearly said, see, without the rope, you cannot see a snake. Suppose without a rope also, if you see a snake, then you have to go to a doctor. You are hallucinating something. Is that not so? Hallucination is something else, it's a mental disease. If you are seeing somebody here, if there is a post, then if you see a Purusha, a man, then it is understandable because you have misunderstood. There is nothing, suddenly you see somebody here, then you have to consult a doctor. You understand what I am saying? So even for the snake to appear, there should be a rope. The substratum should be there. If the rope is not there, snake cannot be seen. So even for this mithya vishwam or the world to appear, we need Brahma Tattvam. Brahma Tattvam should be the substratum. There is no Brahma Tattvam, there is no question of world perceived. We have seen, without consciousness, nothing is illumined. So when the reality is known, the snake vision is gone once and for all. But still, if the student is insisting, no, I am seeing only the snake, what are you saying? Then the teacher, out of compassion, he starts describing. See the head you are seeing, see closely, see it is only the rope. The body which you are seeing, that is only the rope. See the tail you are seeing, that is only the rope. Like that, everything is Brahman, it is said. Whatever you are seeing, everything is Brahman only. Actually speaking, the snake vision is not there. But the student is insisting, no, I am seeing it. Then the teacher comes down and say, whatever you are seeing, the head or the body or the tail of the snake is nothing but the rope. It doesn't mean that the teacher is accepting the snake vision. Please understand this is very important. It is not that the teacher is accepting your snake vision. He is only trying to help you, saying that, see, the snake, what you are seeing, is only the rope. When you say everything is Brahman, it is not that nana, the plurality is not accepted as a reality. Only they are trying to point out, see the substratum, that is the truth. That is what they are trying to say. Whatever you are seeing as Nama Rupa is not truth. Whatever is the substratum is the truth. So that is what they are trying to say when they say everything is Brahman. You understand? So this is a very important words which gives you the idea that without the substratum, the superimposition cannot be. And the superimposition cannot be when you recognize the substratum. But in order to recognize the substratum, the Acharyas employ a technique called as, see, everything is that. Everything is that only. So it is not that everything is there and everything is that. You understand? Nothing other than the Brahman is there. Only Brahman is there. Then why it is said that way? Just for us to recognize the substratum. But when you are awakened to the higher state, nothing of this sort of Upadesha is required. You need not think about anything, because it is like Ullangani Nellikani, like fruit in your palm. No doubt, everything is revealed. So only when you are trying to understand through your intellect, then all these ideas are given. When it's your own experience, your own aproksha anubhuti, then all these things become irrelevant, because you see it clearly yourself and there is no doubt whatsoever. You understand? Now, today we have to see the verse 389. Swayam Brahma Swayam Vishnuhu Swayam Indra Swayam Shivaha Swayam Vishwamidam Sarvam Swasmad Anyanna Kinchana Swayam Brahma Swayam Vishnuhu Swayam Indra Swayam Shivaha Swayam Vishwamidam Sarvam Swasmad Anyanna Kinchana. Swayam Brahma, the creator, the Brahmaji is nothing but self only, or the self itself is appearing as Brahma. Swayam Vishnu, that self only is there, only is appearing as Vishnu. The rope only is there, rope only is appearing as the head of the snake, rope only is the tail, rope alone is, see, Swayam Brahma, Swayam Vishnu. So the self alone is the Vishnu. Swayam Indraha, those days they were worshipping Indra, the king of the Devas. So Swayam Indraha, Swayam Shivaha, the self alone has become everything, or the self alone is, whatever you see is nothing but the self. Swayam Vishwam Idam Sarvam. Idam Sarvam. All this what you see, Vishwam, as the world, is nothing but self only. Swayam. Sarvam Swasmad Anyanna Kinchana. There is nothing other than the self. Swasmad Anyam Na Kinchana. There is nothing other than this pure self, this true self. So whatever you seeing as the snake is nothing but the rope. There is nothing whatsoever other than the rope. There is only the snake, there is only the rope. So whatever you see as the snake is also rope. If you see, instead of a snake, if you see a sort of a crack, it is not a crack, it is only rope. Whatever. See, whatever is a superimposition. Superimposition can be anything. So therefore, here, Ekameva Advitiyam, the truth which is the one without the second, is established by saying, whatever you are worshipping, all the devatas, all the gods, everything is self only. There is nothing other than the self. Don't have any sort of a confusion or misunderstanding. Maybe whatever I am worshipping as Ambal, she is something very powerful and she is wonderful. Yes, she is powerful, she is wonderful. But according to Vedanta Shastra, because she is functioning through an Upadhi, very wonderful Upadhi, but essentially she is nothing but Brahma Tattvam only. Similarly, you, though you may be Alpa Jiva, very helpless, Dina, but still because of your Upadhi you are feeling that way. If you go beyond the Upadhi, you are also the same Brahma Tattva. So everything is that one self, that alone is truth, is established here. So whatever you may be worshipping, see, we worship devatas or the forms which resemble human being. But those days, the Adivasis, they were worshipping what? The natural forces. They were worshipping sun. They were worshipping, today we are going to see the worship of sun, Aditya Hridayam in the night. So like that, people worship so many different things. The Roman Empire, they were worshipping some different gods, they say. You know. So whatever you may be worshipping, nothing is other than this self. See how beautiful this idea. Because self is universal. Nobody can question the self. Nobody can deny the self. You can deny anything else. How can you deny yourself? So therefore everything is self. See, when in our other talks, when we are stressing this point, people think we are exaggerating or we are obsessed. It is not so. Adi Shankara himself is again and again emphasizing this one point. Self alone is everything. Swasmad anyam na kinchana. Other than this self, there is nothing. What a emphatic statement, see? Swasmad na anyat. There is nothing other than this self, whatsoever. Be clear about it. That's what he is trying to say. Antaswayam cha pi bahiswayam cha swayam purastat swayameva paschat swayam hyavachyam swayam apyudhichyam tato parishtat swayam apyadhastat antaswayam cha pi bahiswayam cha swayam purastat swayameva paschat swayam hyavachyam swayam apyudhichyam tato parishtat swayam apyadhastat. Yes, here Shankara has gone a little dramatic. What he is saying here? Antaswayam, inside also the self, you are. Bahihi swayam, outside also you are. The self, you are means the real self, the true self. Swayam purastat, in front also you are. behind also you are. How can I be in front of me? Not as your body and mind. As the self, you are all pervading. Meaning what? You are. That's all. In you, everything rises and everything subsides, and nothing is other than your own self. So here dramatically is explaining that. See? And Swayameva Pashat, and you are behind. And Swayam Hi Avachyam, Swayam Api Adichyam, you are in the southern direction, you are in the northern direction. See, these two directions are important in the scriptural sense, you know. South means what, you know? It is going to sort of in the wrong track or going to hell, some sort of thing, you know, south. North is always, you know, going up, the higher lokas in the scriptural sense. So you are there in the south, you are there in the north, and then Tata Uparishtat, you are there in the up. And similarly, Ata Adastat, you are in the down. Everywhere you are, there is nothing other than yourself. Again, I have to say the same thing. The mother fish explaining the water to the small fish, baby fish. Mummy, mummy, what is water? Water, in front of you water, behind you water, this side, that side water, up water, down water, and you are nothing but water because you won't survive without water. Born in water, and you cannot survive without water, so you are the product of water. You are nothing but water. கொஞ்சம் அதில் ஒரு சிக்கல் இருக்குது, இருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல. You are nothing but water. So this is how it is. So you are everything. There is nothing other than yourself. See, even to hear this, it's wonderful. If you can realize this, if you can just abide in this state, nokka nokka kaliyattam, Bharadiyar says, nokka nokka kaliyattam. When you have this vision, everywhere you are, everything you are, nokka nokka kaliyattam, he says, anandam, anandam, anandam only, he says. So that is what it is all about. And then once again, see, these masters are great masters because they give so many examples and try to make you understand. So here, Tarangapena Brahma Budbudhadi Sarvaswarupena Jalam Yata Tatha Chideva Dehadyahamantametat Sarvam ChidaivaikarasamVishuddham Tarangapena Brahma Budbudhadi Sarvam Swarupena Jalam Yatha Tatha Chideva Dehadyahamantametat Sarvam Chidevaikarasam Vishuddham. Taranga means the waves. Fena means the foam, you know. Nora varum illaya. Otherwise it's called a surf. They say surfing, surf, foam. And Fena, Brahma means here not that Brahma, it is whirlpool. Sudal, whirlpool they say in English. And Budbudhadi, the bubbles. Sarvam Swarupena Jalam. Everything is nothing but water only, essentially. Is that not so? Tata, similarly, Chideva Dehadi Ahamantam Etat. Similarly, from the body onwards till the Aham means the ego self, everything is what? Chideva, pure consciousness only, from the essential standpoint. Sarvam Chidekarasam Vishuddham. Everything is that one Ekarasam. Ekarasam Vishuddham, that pure one, that alone is everything. So you may see it as a different things. Nobody can compare the waves with the bubbles. Is that not so? Waves, they rise and they fall. But the bubble, like that, it comes. But whirlpool is very different. When you get caught into the whirlpool, you are gone. Sudal, you are dragged inside. It's very dangerous. They are very different. In the Vyavaharic sense, they are different. You understand? But what is that? It is nothing but water. So similarly, you may see differences, different things in the world, and even different devatas. But all is the self only. Nothing other than the self, essentially speaking. Imagine we are not able to understand, even if it has been revealed again and again. These masters, they have discovered it. What a wonderful thing, no? This. They have discovered this truth. Meaning, how much they would have struggled for that. How much they would have fallen, stumbled, and then they would have gone to this point. So this is amazing actually. Because we can't even imagine it in our wildest dreams that everything is one. Is that not so? Only when you think about it deeply, and then when you get that anubhava, then you know it is. So, and still, Ashcharyam, you know what? The first person, the Guru, who is trying to explain to the Sishya, and the Sishya having faith in the Guru, trying to understand. See, now at least, different Mahatmas, from all periods of time, they have been saying the same. So we have some sort of Shraddha, faith. Yeah, it may be true. Because all of them may not lie. There is no need for them to lie. But the very first time when this Guru revealing this to a Sishya, very innocent fellow, stupid fellow sitting in front of the Sishya, hey, you know what? Everything is Brahman, one. Huh? What is this? Have you gone mad or what? No, all this is mithya, your own projection. What are you talking? Maybe he would have been banished from the society. He has gone mad. Like Galileo was killed. Like that, if you go against the normal traditional thinking, it's very hard to accept. So what is the traditional thinking? There is a world and you are born into the world and you live your life and you go away. But the world continues. But what is the vision here? The world rises in you, the world subsides in you, and even after the world you continue. Huh? What is this? See? Total upside down. See, that is why Shirdi Sai, once he commented, it seems, to his devotees. Somebody was asking, what did your Guru do to you? He said, my Guru has put me upside down. He hanged me upside down. What is the meaning of hanged me upside down? This is what hanging upside down. Meaning, it's all blown away. Our traditional thinking is blown away. And this thinking is very hard to accept, but this is the truth. So whatever may be the modification of the water is nothing but water only. But in the Vedanta Shastra it is said, even what has become has not become actually. See, the water is always a water. It has not become anything. Even then you see, water has not become carbon dioxide. Water is water, H2O only. Water has not become anything, but it appears to have become something. The mud has not become anything. It has appeared to have become a pot. But mud is just remaining as a mud only. Mud has become some copper or what? Mud is mud only. So when our focus is on the name and form, then the Bheda comes. When the focus is on the mud, the essential thing, then the Bheda goes. As simple as that. So therefore, this wave, this bubble, surf or the whirlpool, everything is nothing but water. Similarly, from the Deha onwards till the Aham and whatever is projected, everything is Atma, the self only, nothing other than the self. Then, moving on. This is a different meter, huh? Sadevedam sarva jagad avagadam vang manasayoho sato nyannastyeva prakruti parasimni stitavataha pritakim mrutsnyaha kalasha ghata kumbhadyavagatam vadadyesha bhrantastvam ahamiti maya madiraya. See, again and again, once more, some other example. See, Sadeva idam sarvam jagat avagadam vang manasayoho. Avagada means whatever is perceived through or grasped. Avagada means grasped through vang, the speech, or manasayoho, through the mind. Sadeva idam sarvam jagat. So whatever is grasped by our senses and by our mind, everything is that one self only. Sarvam jagat means the whole world, whatever is grasped. Sadyeva idam, it is truth alone. Sad means the truth alone. What is the truth? The self alone. Sataha anyan nasti eva, there is nothing other than this sat, other than this true self. Prakriti parasimni stitavataha. But this is not recognized by ordinary ignorant person. See, Prakriti parasimni stitavataha. One who has crossed the line of Prakriti. Simni means line. The limits of Prakriti. One who has gone beyond Prakriti, he is abiding in this state and abiding in this vision. What is the vision? There is nothing other than the self. One who is caught up in the Prakriti, he is not able to see this. Because he is swayed by the Maya, because that's why he is unable to see it. One who has gone beyond Maya, Prakriti means Maya, he is able to see this clearly. What he is able to see? There is nothing whatsoever other than the self. Pritakim mritsnyaha kalasha ghata kumbhadi avagatam. Is it possible to recognize all these kalasha, ghata, kumbha, etc. other than the mud? Another example. Mritsnyaha means what? Pritak means other than the mud. Is it possible to perceive or to see any of these pot or jar or whatever? Is it possible? Meaning, as I told you the other day, if you say, no, pot is there, what are you talking about mud? Pot is there independently. Then my answer is, I will remove my mud, I will take away my mud, you use your pot. If I remove my mud, what happens? There is no pot. So therefore, pot alone is satyam. Madeva satyam, mrideva satyam. So, when somebody argues, no, apart from mud also there is a pot. Okay, you keep your pot, I will take my mud. So therefore, there is nothing other than the mud. Even though you say kalasha, kumbha, this, that, ghata, whatever you say, you are only seeing the form and name, not the essential aspect of the material cause. Similarly, Maya Madiraya. Maya Madiraya Brantaha Tvam Ahamiti Vadati Eshaha. One who is drunk with a Maya Madiraya, with a liquor of Maya. Drunk, Maya Madiraya Brantaha, that deluded one, he only talks like what? Tvam Ahamiti, you, me, that, this. He talks like that. So we are all Maya Madiraya. You don't think somebody else. We are all drunk. Drunken monkeys. Because we are very restless. We cannot sit at a place. We jump here, jump there, go here, go there. Drunken monkeys. So we are drunk with the Maya, that Surapana and Sulam, Maya Madiraya. And that is why we talk as if intoxicated. Blah, 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 like that. You are something, I am something, it is your property, my property. Me, tu, tu.
Majority is that.
Yeah, 99.99999999%. So Maya Madiraya. So if you have crossed and gone beyond Prakriti, the Maya, then you realize that essentially there is only one. Apart from the self, there is nothing. But when you are drunk with Maya, you cannot see this. Then what you can see is only the differences. Because we are identified so much with this body mind. We say, I am a very intelligent person, I am a smart person, I am this, I am that. I am a retired IAS officer, I am a retired IPS officer, I am a retired wing commander, I am retired this, retired that. But if you don't identify with this nonsense, then you are the self. Self means what? All inclusive. Meaning, there is nothing other than the self. So this is brought out again and again through another example. That is a different example. Of the example of the mud and the pots. So previous words, the water and the other expression of water, waves and bubbles, etc. Here the mud and the mud pot, the jar made of mud, everything. So nothing is other than the material cause. If you see the outward appearance, it may be different. But what it is essentially is nothing but the whatever material it is used. So therefore, Brahman alone is the adharam for everything. Apart from Brahman, there is nothing. Apart from self, there is nothing. So when you identify with the self, you are liberated and you enjoy the bliss. When you identify with the body mind, you are caught in the samsara and you suffer. But Swamiji, we are not suffering. You are only saying we are suffering. We are happy only. What is your problem? Arey, I am happy. I am eating, sleeping, watching some matches, television, this, that, some serials, going here, coming there. I am happy only. You only tell me that I am suffering. I am not at all suffering. What is your problem? If you are not suffering, good. Keep it up. That is it. If you are not, if you don't feel you are bound, if you are not suffering truly, but be honest to yourself. Don't cheat. You are cheating yourself now. Don't, be honest to yourself. If you are very happy, if you have no fear of anything, not even death or anything, if you have no insecurities, if you are not caught in anything, if you always feel happy, cheerful, irrespective of circumstances, you are there already. That is what they are saying. You are there. Nitya Muktaha you are. So even this idea that you are bound is ignorance. You are Nitya Muktaha. You are ever liberated. So be happy. See? Nobody says you have to practice all this. You have to go through this. Nobody says. If you feel you are enlightened, go ahead. Live your life. Suppose if you feel miserable and bound, insufficient, then there is a way to go beyond. Is she okay? Then you go. You don't want to go. Okay. Okay, now moving on. Kriya samabhiharena yatra nanyaditi shrutihi braviti dvaitarahityam mityadhyasa nivruttaye kriya samabhiharena yatra nanyaditi shrutihi braviti dvaitarahityam mityadhyasa nivruttaye yatra na anyaditi shrutihi. Shrutihi means the Vedas, the Upanishads. The Upanishads have said na anyaditi, there is nothing other than it. Here he is referring to the Chandogya Upanishad. Yatra na anyat pashyati, yat na anyat shrunoti, na anyat vijaniti, tat bhuma. Meaning what? Bhuma means that, infinite. What is that? Yatra na anyat pashyati, where you don't see anything else. Na anyat shrunoti, you don't hear anything else. And then you don't know anything else. That is Bhuma. It is in Chandogya Upanishad. Meaning what? When you are one with the Brahman, you don't see anything. Everything becomes dark. Then you are seeing darkness. You are seeing darkness. You are not seeing nothing. You are seeing darkness. You don't hear anything. What will happen? You will become deaf. An enlightened fellow will become a deaf person. Enlightened fellow, suddenly he loses his mind. I don't know anything. If somebody comes in front of him, I am not able to see anybody. I never wanted this realization. My guru was pushing through my throat. I told him the other day, I don't want this. But he didn't leave me. See now, I am not able to hear anything, see anything, not know anything. What has happened to me? A miserable creature I have become. At least I was enjoying. I was seeing, I was hearing, I was tasting, smelling, touching. Now what happened? I am not able to see anything, hear anything. The paradise lost. Milton, na? The paradise lost. And then paradise regained, he said. When he got married, he wrote, it seems, paradise lost. And when the wife divorced him and when she went away, he said, paradise regained. That is how my teacher taught me. I don't know if it's true or false. It may be chumma also, joke also, I don't know.
It is speculative.
I don't know. It may be a joke also. But our teacher was teaching that way. I don't know. Crazy people are there.
No, he wanted you to take sannyasa, no?
Not my teacher means my college teacher. Not our Acharya will not teach Milton. Except Brahman, he will not teach anything. So what is the meaning? That is not the meaning actually. You will not see anything, you will not hear anything. Meaning what? Everything is experienced as the self only, not other than the self. How? Somehow. You go and see. Why are you howling here? How? Why are you howling? Why? Wailing. You go and see. You abide there and see. But the scriptures clearly have said, meaning it is no more seen as an object. It is experienced as a subject. So the sense of otherness goes totally. See, this is very strange, when the sense of otherness and separateness goes, it is something else. So therefore, it is very clearly said in the Chandogya Upanishads, Yatra na anyat pashyati, na anyat shrunoti, Na anyat vijaniti tad bhuma. That is that bhuma. So, yatra na anyat iti shrutihi, through that statement, kriya samabhiharena. Here, kriya samabhiharena means, in Tamil they say vinay chorkal, the verbs. All the verbs are rejected. What are all the verbs? Seeing, hearing, knowing, these are all verbs, na? Verbs na in English la. Action, which is indicating the action. So seeing, hearing, etc. So those kriya samabhiharena, kriya means action. So those sort of actions are negated again and again. Why it is negated? Dvaita rahityam mithya adhyasa nivrittaye braviti. What actually the scriptures are telling you or revealing? Dvaita rahityam means there is no duality whatsoever. What is the duality? The experiencer experienced duality. That is not there. When the experiencer is gone, it is no more the experienced. Then what it is? You go and see. So therefore, Dvaita Rahityam, Mithya Adhyasa Nivrittaye, there is no imagination, Mithya Adhyasa, there is no superimposition. Mithya means it's false, the superimposition, Nivrittaye, there it is all removed. All the Mithya Adhyasa, the false superimpositions, all gone forever. And the non-dual self alone is established there. So, in order to establish the non-dual self, where there is nothing other than it, these kind of statements are given in our Shruti, in our Upanishads. Yatra na anyat pashyati, na anyat shrunoti, etc. is said because as we experience now different objects, we don't experience there as objects. We experience there only the self, which is of the nature of pure knowledge. Like whatever the bubble, the wave, etc. is nothing but water. Whatever knowledge arises, knowledge of something, knowledge of the tree, knowledge of the mountain, knowledge of the person, human being, knowledge of the mic, all this knowledge is not other than the absolute knowledge. When you see as a different thing because of the akara, because of the qualities, then they are different. But they are mithya, means they have no meaning because they don't have separate existence, they don't have separate illumination, and they cannot touch the self, they cannot influence the self. Therefore, they are just nothing other than the self. They are self alone. So when you abide in the self, this is revealed to you. So everything happens as knowledge only in the consciousness. Nothing else. Gross, subtle and all is chumma. You imagine what is gross, what is subtle? Other than knowledge there is nothing. Everything is perceived as knowledge only. What is gross, what is subtle? Tell me. Nothing is like that gross and subtle. Knowledge only is happening. And the knowledge also is not other than the pure knowledge. Like the waves, the bubbles are not other than the water. Whatever knowledge arises is not other than the true knowledge. When you abide there, you will recognize this. When you don't abide there, always there will be duality. How come it is? There is a wave different from the water. Because it's different, always different, you think. But when you abide as water, you know there is only water. Similarly, when you abide as a self, this duality is once and for all removed from your knowledge. So this knowledge is very auspicious, very purifying. Nahi jnanena sadrusham pavitramiha vidyate. Sri Bhagavad Gita says, wonderful statement. Nahi jnanena sadrusham. There is nothing like knowledge, pavitram, which can purify you in this world. Iha means here. Vidyate, please understand. So knowledge is the most purifying thing in this world. Nothing can liberate you except the true knowledge. Because the suffering is because of our total ignorance. So the liberation is only through proper knowledge. That is what we have seen Atma Bodha. No? Again and again we have seen Atma Bodha. To cook, what do you need? Fire. Similarly, for liberation, knowledge. The problem is ignorance. It cannot be swept away by a broom. Howsoever karma you do, kriyas, you bring the light, the darkness gone. So the true knowledge, when it happens, the darkness of ignorance is removed instantaneously. This is how it is. So therefore, when the scriptures say, you don't see anything, you don't hear anything, they are only rejecting the objectivity or objectification. See, the objectivity means it can be used in two ways. He is not having any objectivity. Negative comment. Meaning, he is not able to see clearly himself apart from the object. There is no objectivity in so long. Here, there is no objectivity means there is no object as such. Maybe some other words are used, I don't know. Maybe objectification we can use, better word I suppose. So to reject all the objectification, this Shruti has said this. Then there is only subjectification or what? I don't know. So only the self is the truth. Akashavannil malanil vikalpam Nissima nispandana nilvikaram Antarbahishunyamananyamadvayam Swayam param brahma kimasti bodhyam Akashavannil malanil vikalpam Nissima nispandana nilvikaram Antarbahishunyamananyamadvayam Swayam param brahma kimasti bodhyam. Akashavan nirmala nirvikalpam. Like the space, this truth, this self is nirmala, is pure. It is not tainted by anything. Why? Nothing can condition this self. Nirmala, nirvikalpam, meaning in the Akasha it is one, it is not divided. So nirvikalpam, there is no division in the self. Nissimani, nissima, means it is infinite, limitless. Sima means there is some boundary, some limit. Nissima mahima, nissima means limitless, infinite. Nispandana, spandana means what? Movement. Spandanam, the first spandana happened in the Atma, the self, because of Maya. That is how the world is created. That's what Saundarya Lahari says. First spandana. That is what science also says, a big bang, something like that. Some bang. So the spandana, the movement, nispandana means there is no movement as such. It is still. And nirvikaram, it will not change into anything. There are no modifications. Nirvikaram. Antarbahishunnyam. Aha. There is nothing called as inside or outside in the self. See, for the sake of practicality, you say the self is inside the body. Where? In the Vijnanamaya Kosha it is reflected. So you can to go through the Vijnanamaya Kosha. So it is inside is said. And then it is said, it is all pervading everywhere. It is inside or outside. In fact, the idea of inside and outside is all created by the mind. In the self, there is nothing called as inside or outside. The self alone is, it is not divided into anything. So there is no inside or outside. Like space, you can say inside the hall space, outside the hall, the universal space you can say, but the space is never divided into inside and outside. Space is one. Likewise, Atma, the self, is one, which is not divided into inside or outside. Antarbakishunyam, Ananyam. How beautiful. Ananyam. This name Ananya is very good name actually. For the children, Ananya. Anya means what? Always you consider something as other. Ananya means not other. There is no bhedam. You consider it as your own self. So the parents, they name the child as Ananya because she is not somebody else. She is my own. Likewise, every mother or every father feels, na? She is my own extension. She is my own. So Ananyam, Advayam, non-dual, Swayam Param Brahma. This self itself is Param Brahma, the supreme. And Kim Asti Bodhyam, what else is to be known? Once when this Brahman is known, what else to be known? Because there is nothing else. But Swamiji, the ghost which has appeared, should you not know about the ghost? What is the height of the ghost? What is the weight of the ghost? Which sari the ghost was wearing? Why only you say sari? Why not pant? Sorry. Okay. Now the ghost wear pants also. I don't know. I don't know why only sari. So, what color sari? Whether the ghost had the pottu or not. So, will you ever inquire?
No.
Why? Because the ghost was never. It appeared because you imagined it. So, where is the question of analyzing and understanding the ghost? That is what the scientists do, na? Now, take a telescope, microscope, and now find out what is this ghost. What is this ghost? And they become ghost. In that pursuit, they become ghost. Hare Rama, it is not there. Don't worry about that. You focus your attention on self, you will realize that apart from self, there is nothing. But Swamiji, if you say but Swamiji, you are gone. Don't say but Swamiji. In the Vyavahara, don't you think science has helped? Yes, who said no? It has helped and it has destroyed also. It has helped and it is destroyed also. Imagine how much of destruction caused because of industrialization, madness everywhere. See, those days, I imagine the villages would be very peaceful in the morning. Imagine because of this electricity and this cone, speaker, Ayyo Rama, can you believe what sort of people they are? 4:30 in the morning, some vulgar cinema songs. Can you imagine this anywhere in the world? We have to put up.
We are the loudspeaker capital of the world.
Ayyo Rama.
Go to Rishikesh, Swamiji.
Everywhere. Nothing is spared. What is this? See, the world would have been so peaceful. And sometimes we get to see a video of Madras, 1940s and all. How nice and, beautiful, Very less vehicles. Nice it seems. And go and see Mumbai. My God. Somebody has mentioned, commented, they have raped the city. Meaning what? My God, total destruction in the name of progress or whatever.
And
madness.
They also say, Swamiji, that Charvakas, if they were not suppressed, India would have been the science capital of the world.
Yeah, maybe.
We would have made the most great discoveries and inventions.
They were not suppressed. Yeah, but most of them were focusing on themselves. See, Charvakas were never suppressed actually. They were just ignored.
Killed, their scriptures are burnt. And this is the story we hear.
Charvakas were killed.
No, Charvakas were demolished, destroyed,
No.
and all their books were burnt. We don't have any literature from them.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But whatever I heard is, we have not oppressed them, we have ignored them. We have not given much value to them. Okay, you have your own, we will have our own, we will coexist. That's how the Hinduism.
I am told they were killed.
Mean in Sanatana Dharma.
Whatever, those are opposing them, whether Buddhists or others.
Yeah, maybe. Violence was there always. Violence was there always. So, Kimasti Bodhya means what else is there to know? There is nothing to know except the self. So, without knowing the self, if you know everything else, it has no meaning. You will go round and round and round only. See, I think Ramakrishna or some other great saint has commented, it is like Draupadi Vastrapakaranam. If you try to unravel the mysteries of this world, it is like Draupadi Vastrapakaranam. If you go on sort of removing, then it goes on, the sari would be coming. There is no end to it. Likewise, you go on knowing the self, knowing the world, there is no end to it because it will not end. Because it is your own projection. So therefore, instead of knowing whatever of the world, know yourself. Yes, the question of Vyavahara, is it not useful? Yes, it is useful. Is it not amazing? Yes, it is amazing. Etavanasya Mahima, His glory only. Because He is only expressing as intelligence in every intellect. Without intelligence, nothing would have been possible. Is that not so? Even in the world, let us say, the scientific discoveries or this kind of whatever, we are able to hear from long distance, we are able to see. It's all amazing only. And this internet, my God, everything is stored. Where? We don't know where. Cloud nowadays they say. We imagine some cloud. It is not this cloud, huh? Somewhere, I don't know what is that cloud also. Maybe other Mahatmas may be able to explain what is the cloud, but I only know this cloud, rain-bearing cloud. So,
in Rudram it says he is there in the crook also.
Crook. Yeah, he is in crook also.
Dacoit.
Yes, dacoit, thief, everybody.
As intelligence.
Yes, intelligence. Yeah, you need intelligence to even loot, na? See our Mahatmas and politicians, they are very intelligent. So therefore, it has to be appreciated, whatever intelligence only has brought in all these things. That should be appreciated, no doubt about that. But chumma going on in this world has no meaning. Because punarapi jananam, same thing. And kuti kalchupata, there is no saram in it. See, if you see the bottom line, see the bank balance, they say the balance sheet. What is the bottom line they say? Na? Nothing, zero. So therefore, asaram, ashashvatam, dukkhalayam, asaram, ashashvatam. Therefore, one has to know the saram, the truth, the essence of everything. So that is, after knowing that, kim asti bodhyam, what is there to know? There is nothing else to be known. Vaktavyam kimu vidyatetra bahuda. See, he will not leave us like that. Here he says, what else there is to say? Go on talking. Then why are you talking? No, I feel like talking. So I would talk. Whether you listen or not, I would talk. That is what he is saying. I am not saying, he is saying. Vaktavyam kimu vidyatetra bahuda. Brahmaiva jiva swayam. Brahmaita jagadatatam sakalam. Brahmadvitiyam shrutihi. Brahmaivahamiti prabuddhamatayaha. Santyakta bhahyasputam. Bhahyasputam. Brahmi bhuya vasanti santata. Chidanandatmanai naitadruvam. Chidanand dhruvam. Vaktavyam kimu vidyate atra bahuda. What is there to talk? And in different words, bahuda, using language, what is there to talk? Vaktavyam kimu vidyate. What is there to talk? See, Krishna also in the Uddhava Gita, after giving pages after pages, after giving so many verses, he says, what is there to tell? Hare, Mahatma Ji, what you have been talking all this time? Meaning what? There is nothing more to tell you. Vaktavyam kimu vidyate. But there are 190 verses more. Huh? Vaktavyam kimu vidyate. Vaktavyam kimu vidyate. Bahuda. What is there to talk? Chumma. Brahmaiva jiva swayam. This jiva is nothing but Brahma only. Tad jagad atatum nu sakalam. This world, whatever you perceive, everything, Brahma only. Brahma Dvitiyam Shrutihi. And the Shruti is saying that Brahma Advitiyam, it is non-dual. What is the meaning of it? Non-dual means, if you consider there is a world also, along with Brahman, then what is the consequences, you know? The world will limit Brahman. And then the Brahman becomes limited, it perishes. So the world will also perish, the Brahman also will perish. Philosophically, this is not acceptable. If you say the jivas are there, different jivas are there apart from Brahman, then the jivas would be limiting the Brahman. See, the dualists, they don't understand this. If they say their God is always present, the supreme, if they consider the jiva also, then there are two realities. Then one will limit other. Then it cannot be infinite. What is not infinite will perish. So, jiva becoming other than the Brahman, what will happen, you know? He will drag the Brahman also along with himself, both of them will die. Jiva poch, Brahman poch. So, there cannot be space for anything else. See, a devotee's heart also is like that. In that space, there is no room for anybody else except Paramatma. See, that is why he is so pure. The real devotee is pure because there is nobody, nothing else in his heart except Paramatma. All the other things are okay, but only Paramatma. So, in Paramatma, there is no room for anything else except Paramatma. Why? If you give even a small room, what it means, you know? It means the Paramatma will become limited and you will perish. So, Advitiyam, since Paramatma is non-dual, he will not perish. Therefore, whatever you perceive other than Paramatma, that is Jiva, the Jagat, Ishvara, is nothing but Paramatma, the Brahman only. It is Shrutihi. Shruti also have said this. Shrutihi means what? The Upanishads have also asserted this truth. Brahma eva aham iti prabuddha matayaha. See? Prabuddha matayaha. One who is awakened. One who is an awakened self. So one who considers Brahma eva aham iti. This me. This is Brahman only. Not this ego personality. Brahman only I am. Thus one who is awakened, santyakta bhakya sputam. He gives up all that is external. Meaning what? Whatever he considers as not self, he gives it up. Santyakta bhakya sputam brahmi bhuya vasanti satata. And how he lives? He lives as Brahman only always. Chidananda atmana etad dhruvam. And he lives only as a Chidananda. Chidananda rupaha shivoham shivoham. So he lives only as that pure consciousness which is bliss and nothing else. Dhruvam, this is for sure. There is no doubt about it. So prabuddha matayaha, one who is enlightened, one who knows that he is the Brahma Tattvam only, that infinite self only, he will not be deluded by the external. As if which is appearing as other than. He is not deluded. He knows very clearly that everything is that one. And therefore he abides there. He lives there as Chidananda, as that Brahma Tattva. This is for sure. Dhrudam. There is no doubt about it. Dhruvam. So in this chapter, he is taking all pains to reject all the duality and saying everything is Brahman only. There is nothing other than Brahman. Whatever you see other than Brahman, it is like maru maruchika. In other place he has said, like a mirage water. Mirage water means what? It appears to be there, but it is not. So if you see something else, yeah, it may appear to be, but it is not there. So, or dandav eduthu, the teacher, what he is doing? You are not allowed to see anything. You are not allowed to hear anything, feel anything, know anything other than Brahman. That is what our Bhagavan also says. Whenever the thought comes, You inquire for whom this thought, and go to the source of the thought. He will not allow you to even have a thought. Then inquire for whom this thought, for whom this thought. So like a kuchi vachu addi talele, you should not raise your head, addi. Like that he kills the ego, because ego should not allow to raise its head. Like pinam suddu adipole, like that stick which is used to burn the dead bodies, that is also thrown in the fire. It is not taken to the house as a souvenir. With this stick only I burnt my grandpa. No. It is considered to be ashaucham. So you throw it there. The stick, will you carry?
What is the stick here in this?
This is Atma Vicharam is a stick. Who am I? Who am I? That also goes. When the truth is realized, even the who am I goes. That is a stick. So, therefore, the Shruti also says, it is very clear through the experience also, that there is nothing other than the Brahma Tattvam. Oh, time is up. Jahi malamaya koshe, jahi malamaya koshe, aham diyotapitasham, prasabha manila kalpe, linga dehepi paschat, nigama gadi takirtim, Nityamanandamurtim Swayamiti Parichiya Brahma Rupena Tishtha. We will conclude now and see it in the next class. Om Purnamadha Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudhachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.